Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Clyde, otherwise known as JackersEdit, and yes, this is what I look like, and yes, I am that guy who you, your mama, your daddy, your brothers and sisters, and your friends have all been talking about. I am that guy who makes YouTube videos, and welcome to my newest Q&A video. I don't know about next year, but it wouldn't be the newest Q&A video next year, but this is the newest to date, 2018. In just a few days time it's going to be 2019, so Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I first want to say my thanks to all my supporters, my fans who have subscribed to me this year. I know so much more people have subscribed this year than last year's, so the majority of people who's watching me now don't know who I am. But I've introduced you, but I'll introduce you first. My name is Clyde, otherwise known as JackersEdit. I've changed my title from Masquerade Jacker to JackersEdit because it's just much more simple and easy to remember. I mean, who knows how to spell masquerade? Do you know how to spell masquerade? So, let's start off with the first question, shall we? From Soul Project, what is your motivation for your GMVs? Books, other YouTubers, the same song, or your great imagination? For all those who don't know what GMV means, it means game music video. That is what I do in my main channel. I don't do these Q&A videos often. In fact, I only do it once a year, so this is a very different content than what I usually upload. So the majority of my motivation for my GMVs actually comes from other editors, okay? I watch their work. When I see another GMV from another editor, in a way, it kind of inspires me to make a GMV myself. And the thing is, it's not just their work that inspires me, but also their success. So when I see a channel that starts growing, that starts going up in subscribers and views, I, in a way, get motivated to want to do the same thing. Who have a lot of subscribers, who have a lot of support and views. They get a lot of views, and because of them, they inspire me. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Alex Movie. He motivates me. Blackheart, MV, his success for his channels, they motivate me to create GMVs. Now the thing is, they bring hope to this GMV community. Okay, it's those big channels that brings hope and audience and fans into other smaller YouTube channels, because in a way they also help me reach a certain amount of subscribers and views, because the majority of my views, if you didn't know, the majority of my views for my YouTube channel actually comes from their videos. So it would appear as a suggestion, you know, when you see those video suggestions on the right side, or if you're on your phone, is at the bottom. The majority of their views actually end up coming to one of my videos, and so that is how I get the majority of my views. So without these bigger channels, without their success, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, climbing up this ladder to success cannot be done by your own. You must have help and support from those who have succeeded in that field. Alright, it's that reminds me of the story of a story of two children. Okay, I'll tell you a quick story. There's these two children, two boys, who are building a Lego castle. Both of them builds the Lego castle, and then next thing you know, both of their castle tumbles down. Okay, they build it up again, and then it keeps tumbling down and again, until one day, one of the mother of the boy, this boy over here, his mother came up to him and helped him build the castle. She showed him the right way to create this Lego castle, and the little boy on the right was watching. And at the end, the boy who had help by his mother had his castle built, and it never tumbled ever again. On the other hand, the boy on the right built his castle without the help of his mother, and guess what happened? It ended up tumbling down again and again. That kid stayed the same whilst the other kid learned something. So it's important in a way that if you want to succeed in the field that you're in, whatever it is, in my case it's YouTube, if you want to succeed, you must have help and support from those who have made it. Find a mentor, find someone to look up to, because they are what will motivate you. Okay, so to answer your question, sole project, my biggest motivation for making GMVs are successful GMV channels, the big ones. Alex Movie, Lonely Gamer, Blackheart MVs, Chicken MC Mike. Shout out to all of you, you're doing great, keep up the good work. Next question. Okay, Mehdi asked me, how are you? How am I? You know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be serious with you. I feel like I grew wings at the back of my body and I shot up right into the sky in 1 second and landed right on top of the moon, where I could see the beautiful, dark and beautiful planet called Earth. I feel like I'm on top of the world. That's how I feel like lately. Wow, you like what I did there? I was being descriptive with my language. A little communication tip: if you ever want to appear like an interesting individual to someone you like, whenever you're talking to them, you have to take them into an experience, something exciting. So what I just did to you, how I described how I am, how I feel, was something very descriptive. If it's someone you don't want to talk to, then you could simply answer with, how are you? And then you reply with, I'm fine, thanks, how are you? Or you could be very brutal and just say, how are you? I'm fine, full stop. You could just do that and it'll work. They'll go away, they won't ever talk to you ever again. But if you really like the person you're talking to, or you want to appear more interesting to the group, or if you're in a group situation, you have to be descriptive with your language. I'll give you another example if you want. How are you? I feel like a burning candle that is slowly fading into pitch black, and when I look everywhere around me, new candles starts getting lit up. I feel like shit. What do you think of Cyberpunk? Now, for all those who don't know, Cyberpunk 2077 is a sci-fi game created by the same developers, CD Projekt Red, who made the games Witcher 3, for example. Brilliant game, I'll probably show some over you. What do I think of Cyberpunk 2077? Well, I think it looks like it's gonna take me back to my old childhood memories. For all those who don't know, back when I was younger, around 9 or 10 or maybe 11, I used to draw a lot, okay? I'll present some pictures to you now of my old drawings because I still have them. I used to draw a lot of these gangsters, you know, the ones with cool hats, cool t-shirts and cool clothes, even with fast cars. Those were the kind of things that I used to draw when I was younger, and when I see Cyberpunk 2077, it just reminds me of my childhood memories, my drawings, my interest back then. I was into gangsters, okay, all the shooting stuff. So, what do I think of Cyberpunk? I think it's gonna be a brilliant game, alright?
Just around the corner, and it keeps you going.
Any other games you're excited about? Honestly, I don't really have any games that I am excited about. If anything, it's Cyberpunk, the games that I just mentioned to you earlier. But the thing is, I don't play much video games nowadays, and if I am, it'd be very brief, like for 1 hour. I can't go above that because I want to be productive. I want to take my time and spend it on something that could actually make me money. For example, YouTube is a source that could generate me money. I know a lot of you have been asking me that question, how much do I make? Stay tuned for that because I'm gonna answer that question very soon. But yeah, I could be spending more of my time learning new skills that could make me money, and rather than wasting it on video games such as buying skin packs and, you know, boosters for multiplayer games. That is a waste of cash, that's a waste of your time. Not that it's a bad thing, my YouTube channel revolves around video games. Okay, I'm not saying video games are really bad, My whole channel revolves around video games. Without that, you know, this channel wouldn't exist and you wouldn't be watching me right now. So to answer your question, I don't have any games that I'm excited about except Cyberpunk, and if anything, I'm excited to where my YouTube channel is gonna go to in a future. Thank you, Mehdi, for your questions. Moving on to Nina Williams. Alright, here we go. Did you see Tekken video games? If you saw it, why do you not use it for your GMVs? I ask you because I love Tekken, and those who make GMVs hardly ever use Tekken for their GMVs, and I want to know why. Well, if you don't know, Tekken is one of the most popular fighting game, those beat 'em up game in a market right now. It's been out there for a long time. So why don't I use Tekken for my GMVs? Well, really just depends on what kind of clips I want to use, if it's appropriate for the themes that I'm going for in my GMVs. However, if you have watched some of my GMVs on my channel, there are other editors who have actually edited with the Tekken cinematics. Okay, I'll probably show some on screen right now. So you could praise and applaud those editors who used Tekkens, since it is one of your favorite games, isn't it? Next question is, if possible, I want to know, what do you use to make GMV? What program do you use? I want to make a GMV, but I can't find a good program. Please help me find a good program. You know, with a smiley face. When I started editing, I used to use Windows Movie Maker. It was a very old program. I don't know if people still use that. I know there's better programs out there, but in 2012 or 11, even then, before I started making GMVs, I used Windows Movie Maker. Those videos back then, they were terrible. Just like any beginnings, you're gonna be terrible, or any beginnings of a certain skill you're trying to learn, you're gonna be terrible at that. But over time, with enough practice, with enough dedication, you'll improve. Of course, you know this already. Learning new skills is always the hardest. It took me a year to finally move away from Windows Movie Maker and approach a brand new program called Sony Vegas. Okay, well, it was brand new for me. It was actually very complicated as well for beginners. However, as time passes by, you know, start with the little parts, little cuts and trims, and you'll later find out more and more about the program, which is what I did. The very first Vegas that I used was Vegas Pro 11. To date, I now use Sony Vegas Pro 13, which is what I recommend you get if you ever want to start editing GMVs. Okay, Sony Vegas Pro 13. But when I started out in 2012, I used Windows Movie Maker. Thank you, Nina, for your questions. Moving on. Velvet Crow asked, okay, it's just a quick question that piqued my interest, and that I'm just curious with how long you've been making GMVs for. That's a very nice question. I've been making GMVs since 2012, July 2012. That's just over 6 years from now. It's gonna be 7 years after next year, after 2019. That's a long time. I know I started making videos in 2011, but I started making GMVs in 2012, July 2012. I was the age of 14 when I started. I'm now 20 years old, and guess what? I'm still making YouTube videos. Believe me when I tell you this, it is a lonely path. I've known friends online who we've helped one another, encouraged and built up upon each other. But I've also known friends who have left along the way. Friends and editors that had inspired me that also left. Dramas and sad vibes here and there. It's like another world over here, a world where editors like me can express our creativity out into the world and to be able to connect with other like-minded people who share the same interest. Now, with moderation, you should also prioritize your social life outside of the online world. That is important. as humans, we were born to socialize. So get out there and socialize as well, not just online. Don't make that mistake of, you know, just sitting in a house all day and doing nothing. You gotta go out and socialize also. That is important. You have to prioritize it, balance your life out with the online world and with your social life. Okay, next question is, will you ever use Dead or Alive game franchise at all in future GMVs? Ooh, you know, I actually never thought about using Dead or Alive in any of my GMVs. I do know about the game, I have seen and know what it's all about. I'll like show some video over here. It's definitely something to look at, that's for sure. Will I ever use footages from those games on my GMVs? Maybe, maybe not, depending on the theme that I am going for my videos, okay? But someone, please make a GMV using Dead or Alive. I'll give you credits for that. Alright, next question is by Alita Hopper. How much does it take for you to make a GMV? Shout out to Alita Hopper. She has been in my previous Q&As back in 2014, where she asked me this question about, well, about this time where me and her could have had a chance to meet back in Rome. Basically, she was in Rome and then a week later I went to Rome and there could have been a chance me and her could meet. That would have been a funny coincidence.
She asked me if I am working in any more effects, I think. Yeah. Okay. To be honest, I am running out of effects to include on my GMVs.
But anyways, shout out to Alita Hopper. Her question, how much does it take for me to make a GMV? How much time, in other words? Well, to date, since I have a better computer now, a laptop, better, faster computer, laptop, it takes me just 3 to 4 hours minimum, or at least around those times, for me to create one GMV. Now, for all those who've known me longer enough, you remember that it used to take me roughly a whole week to create one GMV, and back in 2013 and 14 it'd take me like sometimes multiple weeks to make just one GMV. That is in fact insane, considered I didn't receive much attention from those videos back in the days. Even though I was a smaller channel, the efforts that I've put in those videos was not worth the results that it got, the praises that it got. I mean, I did receive some support, however, in my opinion, the effort that I put in those videos wasn't worth my time. So I had to make a change, and I made a huge change this year, and I'll tell you about that right now. Let me have a look at my notes first because I forgot my lines. I no longer focused on quality edited GMVs, quality edited videos. Instead, I focused on quantity, just putting out more contents out there on this channel so that I can gain a little bit more attention, a little bit more subscribers and likes and comments and people who now know me. If you watching me now, I applaud you for discovering my channel, and that is not based upon the quality of my GMVs, my edits, but in fact the quantity. If you take a look at my videos now, in the video section, it's gonna be a lot of videos, like constantly uploading week after week, day by day. Well, week after week, not day by day. Okay, by doing so, I didn't worry about adding any fancy text effect or fancy transitions or colorings. I just focused primarily on getting contents out there on my YouTube channel. That doesn't mean I didn't care about the quality of my videos. Of course that matters. Okay, this is why you see with my edits, the timing has to be still on point. Okay, the footages used has to be relevant, and I didn't just jot out a bunch of random video games not aligned, not synced to the music. I cared about that, so quality in a way is still there, but it isn't the same style as I had back in 2014 or 13. So this is why I advised smaller channels, beginners, to focus primarily on getting more content out there on your YouTube channel. Quantity first, and you'll later find what's quality. Okay, as entrepreneur Dan Locke's teaching said, promotion over creation. Most entrepreneurs fail because they wasn't receiving enough attention. Attention is the new currency. If you want to improve your revenue and gain more revenue, you need attention. Wouldn't that be cool? Imagine that.
So, what do you do for a living?
I get attention from the entire world and I make money out of it. Yeah!
Yeah!
That's such a bad acting. Holy shit. Holy shit. You're more likely to be discovered if you have 100 videos on your YouTube channel rather than one. Now there are some lucky editors out there when their very first upload can reach 1 million views. What I'm doing now is working, and that is quantity first over quality. Quantity first, and you'll later find what's quality, as I've said to you. How often are you detailed oriented? What Alita meant about that was, how good are you with attention to details, alright, in terms of video editing. In the past, when I edited videos, when I was still a beginner, there would be times where I cut a clip and 1 or 2 frames of the next clip shows, okay? It shows after 1 or 2 frames. It's like a split second, and you know, it's those little annoying things that isn't supposed to be there. Now to date, I am very aware of that. I am very aware of these quick frame cuts, and I do sometimes see this in certain editors, like some of their GMVs they send me, the GMV editors that I promote in my Get Paid and Get Promoted program. Some of their GMVs has these errors as well, so I kind of have to correct it. But it's alright, it's not like a viewer will notice it or anything. It's just 1 or 2 frames, it's not even a second. How would you define your editing style? It used to be all about the effects. If you watch my older GMVs, especially in 2014 and 13, those GMV editing style was mostly done with effects. I've added special effects into those footage, into those videos. And now to date, I don't do that anymore. Okay, I edit raw style. That's how I define my editing style. Raw.
Think you're pretty clever, showing off. Everywhere I turn, you're always with her, but no one cares. What if she knows that you still call me late at night? And you tell me that you want me badly. You want me badly.
What I mean by raw is the majority of my GMVs doesn't consist of simple cuts and trims and fade to black, sometimes even a few flashes. But apart from that, there isn't any of those fancy transitions, those colorings, those special effects or anything. It's just raw footage. That's how I make my GMVs. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason that I've made this change, and that is it saves me a lot of time. Okay, special effects, adding colorings, and doing fancy transitions will not add up to my likes, to my comments, to my subscribers. Okay, what will add up to my likes, subscribers, and comments are the variety of GMVs that is in this channel. Okay, more GMVs, that's what's going to help me reach more subs, more likes, and more comments. Now there are some who will appreciate the efforts done, the special effects put into the video. You will receive comments about that saying, oh, I like how you made this special effect in this part. But in my case, it doesn't really matter. If you're looking for channel growth, you just have to focus primarily in getting your contents out there. So to answer your question, how do I define my editing style? I define it as clean and simple. Whatever you define it. Thank you, Alita. Next question comes by Rage Kuke. Okay, I hope I said that right. What are your favorite games of 2018? Now my favorite game of 2018 has got to be a game that I've been looking and so eager to play when I first seen the trailer in 2014. Okay, now when I first saw this trailer, I was absolutely excited to get it. I'm talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance. Okay.
Sometimes I ask myself what it all means. Why does God allow such things to happen? All this slaughter and revenge.
Tell me, boy, who are you? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground, slaughtered everyone.
Who burned it to the ground?
That's him. That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
I'm sure we're all agreed that all this unrest must come to an end.
Oh, it's like a movie, isn't it? This game right here, Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's definitely worth a play. If you like medieval movies and being historically accurate, this game has it all. And historically accurate because the developers actually did the research, all the battle tactics, the clothes, the weapons they used, the armor sets, they were all historically accurate, set in this unique style game. Okay, it's like Skyrim without the dragons, without the magic, and without the fantasy. Well, maybe it's not entirely like Skyrim. I mean, I love Skyrim. That right there, the map that you see at the back of my wall. If you've always been wondering what that map is, it is the map of Skyrim. Okay, the province of Skyrim. That game is absolutely brilliant. Still one of my favorite video games. I also have, if you haven't noticed, there are two plates. Plates, they came from America. If you didn't know, I was in America this year. Shout out to my father and my team who we went there together. It was a great experience. Nevada, Las Vegas 2018, and then the bottom one is Hollywood, California. Monster Boy. If you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend you watch it if you want to see how my time went in Las Vegas, America, California. Next question is, what games are you looking forward to play in 2019? I don't know, I'm not much of a gamer. As you know, I don't play much video games. I'm more of a GMV creator. By any means, Cyberpunk 2077 is probably the only game that I look forward to playing in 2019, if it comes out that year, which I doubt. It's probably going to come out in 2020. 2022, okay, because the original, if you didn't know, Cyberpunk is originally based from that board game, and the old board game was called Cyberpunk 2022, I think that's what it was. That's it from Raged. Thank you very much. Next question. Sanket Song. Hi, my name is Sanket. I heard about your Q&A, so my question is, what is your plan with your channel for future? Thanks Sanket for your question. My plans for my channel future is a big one, so listen up to this, okay? Just like last year where one of you asked me where I'm gonna take my channel, I said I plan to take it up. Well, this year I plan to do the exact same, take my YouTube channel up even more. I am absolutely grateful for everyone who has participated in my channel, who have subscribed, who has left a like, who have left comments. All those people I am grateful for. Without your support and without the people in my Get Paid and Get Promoted program, you know, this channel wouldn't have succeeded. It wouldn't have risen up. This year has just exploded 10 times bigger than last year's for sure. As you could see from this comparison graph here, the left side being October 2017 and on the right side being November 2018. I plan to keep doing what I'm doing now because it's working, okay? Uploading GMVs consistently and promoting GMV editors. I have to admit, there were some failed experiments that I've hosted this year, and if you've seen my last year, I was so excited about launching it, and that was my Jackers Sony Vegas Secrets. That training program absolutely failed this year. So I had to stop it. That's why you don't see me promoting it anymore. In my cards, whatever it is, it usually pops up around here. I don't promote Jackers Sony Vegas Secrets anymore, but instead I am promoting the Get Paid and Get Promoted program, because at least that program, that exceeded what I originally expected. As you could see from the community posts, all these amazing editors are the ones I have glorified on my channel. They are the role models for other editors, the ones who you can get inspired from, and I am proud to present their work to you all. Where do I plan to take my channel? I plan to take it up, up and up. Okay, and those who are with me, I will take them up as well. I am watching you and are taking submissions from deserving channels that are really awesome. So I want you to show their verses between your famous editors like A-Real Gamer versus Next Level Gaming versus TR Edits. Please do this for me to show their verses and strength. Please, thank you. Kiss kiss. Alright, thank you very much. You know, Sanket, I actually seen something like that in the past, in 2013. There was this GMV channel called GMV Alliance, where they would host contests for which GMV is the best, and they would also do these duels where two editors, like the ones you just mentioned, like Next Level Gaming and then versus TR Edits, they would edit the same song, and the audience would vote on which one is the better GMV. Now, you know, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Next Level Gaming. What is your aim in life? What you want to become? A great YouTuber? You are a great YouTuber. Or something else? First of all, thank you, and secondly, that's a pretty big question you're giving to me to answer. It's like asking me, what's the meaning of life? I don't know, dude. I'll tell you what I wanted to be when I was younger, actually, because it's in line with what's your aim in life. There are three things I wanted to be when I was younger, when I'm older. One, I wanted to be a warrior so I can fight off my enemies. Two, I wanted to be a king so I can rule my own kingdom and live life like I own it, and those who are with me will be safe. And three, I wanted to be cool. Alright? I wanted to be cool. Those childhood memories of, you know, those rappers in music videos, I always found them to be really cool, and I wanted to be almost just like them. But ultimately, what my aim in life is happiness. To live a life of happiness, eh? Not surprised, eh? I'm pretty sure everyone's aims is towards happiness. From what I've learned in RE back in school days was that everyone seeks pleasure, whilst in the same time everyone avoids pain. I speak from pain, by the way. My whole life revolves around pain. My voice is someone who is in pain, and you know what pain feels like. Just by looking at you in the face, your face says it all, by the way, that you in a way are suffering a tremendous amount of pain and betrayal. And the thing about betrayal is, I've said this to some of my friends, is that you will always expect your enemies to betray you, to bring pain to you. But you know who you will never expect to be betrayed by? Your friends, your loved ones. Those are the people who you will never expect to be betrayed. This is why you can all feel what I am saying. Mirage de Bazaar's teachings. No matter how shiny it looks like on the outside, it will always be broken on the inside. No matter how shiny you look like on the outside, you will always have that feeling of brokenness. And I speak from that voice. My voice is someone who is suffering in pain. I speak for someone who has been thrown out. I speak for that black sheep, for that ugly duckling. but there is still a sound in you. There is still a spark of light at the end of that tunnel. There is still a voice that is bringing harmony to your head, that is leading you to the end. And that is, no matter how much pain you bring me, I will never stop. No matter how many times you betray me like it's nobody's fucking business, I will always find loyalty. You will always find what it is that's the opposite of pain and betrayal. You will always continue to find happiness. You will continue to find loyalty. So Clyde, what is your aim in life? Our aim in life is happiness. Wouldn't you agree? Looks like you and I aren't so different after all. You know, I may look like a bad guy and you're the good guy, but in the end, we all seek the same thing, happiness. Now, Spencer plays games. Ask me, what's your favorite music to edit with? My favorite music to edit with? It's I'm laughing because it's you see in my channel you see Netflix. For all those who don't know, Netflix, not Netflix. The artist Netflix is a lot. You could see them a lot on my GMVs. Although it appears like I like to edit and they are like my favorite song singers to edit with, but the truth is they are not my favorite music to edit with. In fact, I find it very difficult to edit their songs because it's so fast paced and it kind of varies.
I'm the type of dude that will always be ageless. I'm the type of dude that will always feel shameless. I'm the type of dude that they say is fucking heinous, cause I'm the type of dude that you know is fucking dangerous.
But my favorite type of music that I like to edit with has got to be those instrumental music pieces, the ones you hear in the cinemas, in movies. You know, it's very cinematic, and that's what I like about these music pieces. It helps me, it makes it easier for me to edit with these cinematic songs. That's why you see in my channel the genre fantasy a lot in there, because I'm able to think of something very cinematic, like it's a movie for those GMVs.
You can feel it too. Somebody's watching you. You can feel it too. Somebody's watching you. You can feel it too. Somebody's watching you. Welcome to the jungle.
What's the most challenging part for you when you edit? You know, the most challenging part for me when I edit has got to be the beginning, alright? The beginning of every project. I'm always hesitant to start a new project because, you know, it's like starting a new skill. You have to think about the footages you're going to include. You have to preview the song, preview the footages, and just think about if this is going to be appropriate and suitable for this song, for this part. And that's what I find to be the most challenging, hunting out the right clips for the right songs, okay? Lonely Gamer, he asked me, what do you do for a living? I make shit happen, that's what I do. What do I do for a living? Do I have a job? No, I don't. I actually quit my job in January as a marketer. I quit my 7 to 7 job, not 8 to 5 job, but 7 to 7 job because I wanted to pursue my passion for YouTube. I'd want to consider YouTube to be my full-time job. However, I've just finished my first year of being able to monetize my YouTube channel, okay? In other words, if I was in university, I would only just start my second year in uni at the start of 2019. Okay, so like any beginnings, like any businesses, it's always going to be at the low income stage for the first year. But I am getting there. Okay, very last question, the question you've all been wanting and waiting for me to answer was, how much money am I making on YouTube? Give me 1 to 2 more years, then I will consider myself a full-time YouTuber. However, let's have a look at the results, the graphs, see it for yourself, because I know a lot of you have asked me this. Even a lot of my friends outside of online ask me how much I'm making on YouTube because they're so curious. I don't know, you all are curious. But hopefully this will motivate you and inspire new editors in the field to somehow be a full-time GMV editor, which is what I am trying to do. So to answer all your curiosities, your questions, all you people have asked me, how much am I making on YouTube? I'll scroll down now. I am making roughly $400 on YouTube per month. Well, at least this month, December, I am making $400. You know, the beginning of this month, I was actually making less than that. I was making, of course, I had less than that, but I was making around $250 at the beginning of this month. I was surprised. Almost like halfway around the middle of December, I made 300, and now it's the 27th over by here. You can see it's the 27th of December, and I'm now making $400. So you can clearly see that my channel growth is rising. Okay, my income is rising, although over by here I got one video demonetized because it was copyright material, and that's why it went down for a bit, but it's going to rise back up again because there's going to be a lot more videos that I'm able to monetize. So this is what's important. This is why I tell you now, it's important for you to have a lot more of your videos out there in case one of your GMVs gets demonetized. Now let me expand on this analytics because I know you really want to dive down deep into this. I'll scroll down over by here, October, right around by here. Oh, look over by here, you can see a mountain somewhere around the same lines over where I am at this present. I was making the same amount of money back in the days. Well, July, around June and July. Around August, I was making less than what I'm making now, $18, $14 today. I was making around $1, sometimes even below that. And as I consistently uploaded GMVs, shout out to everyone who is in my Get Paid and Get Promoted program. Without them, without those editors, my income source wouldn't have gradually increased. And now here I am making around $18 per day. And it's going to increase even more as time goes by. As you can clearly see, this is the proof of the growth of my channel. This is why I've told you in this Q&A that it is important for any YouTubers or anyone who's trying to grow a business is that you have to be consistent with your content. I'm consistently uploading videos on my channel and they are monetizable, and this is why I'm able to create this much income today. It's not a lot, I know, but as I said, time goes by, it's going to increase even more. Now let's move on over by here in this mountain. What is this all about? Okay, you could see over by here I've made at least $1,400 this year altogether. Now this mountain over here, this graph, the reason why it grew all of a sudden was that one of my GMVs, my viral GMV, the most popular GMV I have on my channel, GMV Feel Invincible, was able to get monetized around these times. Okay, and then the reason why it dropped all of a sudden was because YouTube managed to catch it out and realize that it is a copyrighted music piece that I've used in that video, and so it got demonetized. And this is why I went back to $1 and then less than that as well. Some days I had like 50 cents. And you know what? That actually is, just by looking at this result, that is the reason why I started the Get Paid and Get Promoted program. I knew in order to make this much money again, to rise back up, was to consistently upload GMVs. I have to have my contents out there, and so the more contents I have, the more chances I am able to monetize those, and the more chances one of those videos will go viral. And to date, I do have a viral GMV that I'm able to monetize, GMV Numb. The first week it reached over 50,000 views, and now the second week at this stage it's at 100,000 views. So my advice for all you GMV editors, if you want to be able to make money out of your GMVs, you have to upload copyright free music and be consistent at it. Be patient also, because you know, I gradually increased my revenue from the middle of this year to the end, December. Okay, if I had the skill to make this much money, then I have the skill to do it again. And guess what? Here I am doing exactly that at a better level, because this time I have multiple GMVs I'm able to monetize, and I wasn't just relying on one video. And that's it for my Q&A 2018. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you laughed in any ways, or if you found value in this video, please leave a like and share it with your friends, your family, so that they could all learn from me, and you know, bring hope to all those people with entrepreneurial spirit, with the YouTube spirit, you know, anyone who wants to be a full-time YouTuber. Hopefully this can inspire you in a way. And to all those editors that is in my Get Paid and Get Promoted program, you know who you are. Shout out to all of you. You really do bring this community to life. You are the role models for the GMV editors, and to the bigger editors who have high amount of subs and views, who gets a lot of views. I look up to them too. I'm still on my learning stage. I'm not what you would consider a pro on this field. However, if you do consider me as a pro or a tutor, in a way, someone to look up to, then I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate it. I don't know. Or you might have noticed they have Metallica on my hoodie. Although the funny thing is, I never listened to Metallica. I just bought this hoodie because I thought it looks really cool, and honestly, I think I do look cool with this hoodie on. But I'm not that vain, because remember, I might look shiny on the outside, I might look like I'm doing well in life because you see pictures of me on my Instagram doing well, you know, visiting exotic locations, but inside I am in pain just as you are. Okay, I'm suffering pain, I'm fighting my own battles every single day of my life. Even at a young age, I've always wanted to be a warrior so I could fight my enemies. And at the same time, I wanted to be a king so I can rule my own kingdom, so I can live a life of freedom. And that is what I'm trying to do. You are all involved in this because you are seeing me grow. And if in any way you have learned something from this video, you are also growing. So, yeah. Nice seeing you. Hope you're doing well. Peace.